Oh, I cannot wait for the punk of the cyber to make its way onto my console for me to. Why do I become from nerd to freaking Dracula all of a sudden?
What's up, guys? It's me, Elliot. Who else would it be? This is why you clicked on the channel, right? Was to watch me, right? No? We're here to talk to you today about another game that's going to come out someday, sometime, maybe this year, maybe the year 2077 when the game is actually supposed to be taking place. That game is, you guessed it, CyberPunk! Alright, so yeah, we're all pretty hyped about it. It's the new game by CD Projekt Red, same developers of Witcher 3. We have been talking about this game for years on end, and they've been slowly trickling in the details. I don't know why I did this. What is this? More gameplay was revealed over this last week. Of course, this is Koine Geek, so don't expect things on time. We always get things to you at least a week late. So you've probably seen all the footage that I'm about to show you anyway.
A wizard is never late.
Let's talk about this game. CyberPunk 2077 is one of the most anticipated games of this year. The game has recently been delayed and has been pushed to November 19th. So let's talk a little bit about the release date for this. November 19th is an interesting date. It's an interesting date because right now we are still waiting for the official release dates of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series Next. Or the Series X. I can't even say that right. Gosh darn it!
You are one pathetic loser.
Anybody care about Xbox anyway? No. Except this guy. All I'm saying is that that release date will, in my opinion, my prediction, let me put on my little prediction tinfoil hat here. My prediction is that the game will launch at the same time as the PS5 or about a month later. I would give it no longer than a month because that would just make sense. Get it out there and make sure that people have their hands on it right away. Early adopters can go ahead and get it on the PC. The PC version is not going to change. But those who picked it up on PlayStation 4 and Xbox are already, invested into the game. And then once they buy the new console launches however many weeks later. They just go ahead and transfer over to that. I want to talk a little bit about the game itself. Let's talk a little bit about what they showed. The first thing that they showed was a new trailer that showed off the nighttime version of the city. We've seen the city in the daytime, and one thing that's really obvious about this game is where they're pulling a lot of their aesthetic from. So if you've seen anything like Blade Runner, the original or the new one, that's what's gonna come to mind first is just all the neon lights and the flying cars and cybernetics and all that. That looks straight out of the Blade Runner movies, and so it's cool. It fits the aesthetic. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's not like I bought a game called CyberPunk 2077 and I expected people to be riding around on horses. The actual trailer itself is full of a lot of bad words. A lot of bad words that I'm not going to put on here because I care about you and I care about the future of America. No, but in all seriousness, the trailer does have quite a bit of explicit material in it, just like the game itself will. So make sure that if you're watching this and you're concerned about that, if you don't play M-rated games, just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. I think this trailer actually gives you a good idea of the tone of the game, which in many ways is feeling more and more like a Grand Theft Auto game in terms of its just its demeanor. When I say Grand Theft Auto, I mean Grand Theft Auto in sort of the over-the-top way in which characters act. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of subtlety, at least in the trailer that was shown. And, it's supposed to be hype, hyping people up. And here we got Keanu Reeves at the very end, and he says an F word, and wow, that's really cool. And hey, you can go to this nightclub where there's crazy-looking cybernetic, dancers. Maybe that's your thing, maybe it's not your thing. I'm not here to try to tell you necessarily that you should or shouldn't play it. You have to make that decision for yourself. Getting back to the game itself, let's just talk about graphics. Aside from the aesthetic, the graphics are really, really good, especially if you consider that this is an open world game. And if we take a look at some of the other even good looking open world games, this game blows those out of the water. I think, if you think about Fallout and Fallout 76, which we won't talk about a lot on this particular video. But games like that, usually the character models are way rendered down, and that's so that the computing power can be dedicated to actually giving you a full world, open world experience. So it's pretty rare, at least in today's current generation, that you see a game that has really high fidelity character models and really top-end graphics that isn't maybe more linear. Gameplay wise, I was a little worried the first time I saw CyberPunk revealed because I thought the shooting looked kind of basic. I don't know what it is. It's just like the gun is like stuck in front of you, and it didn't feel very dynamic from what I could tell. But they look to have improved that. The gunplay looks much more dynamic from what I've seen here. I do know that people that were playing the game were told that they have to play on an Xbox controller. I don't know why the developers are making them do that. It's just a thing. I don't know, control. They probably have to wear masks too while they're playing it. So, I'm just kidding. Stay safe out there. COVID. They also showed some driving outside of the city, which looked very Mad Max. So if you can imagine, I don't know, maybe like Dubai or something, like a big city in the desert, and that you're on the outskirts of the desert, and you can kind of see through the dust and the clouds that there's this massive city, but on the outside it almost kind of looks like a wasteland. It's very similar to the look that they're going for here. It looked pretty cool. It's nice to know that the entire game isn't going to take place just in the city, but that they're also expanding to the outer regions as well. I didn't know that before I saw this trailer. I thought everything was just going to be contained within the city itself. So that gives me the impression that this game might actually be much bigger than I had even thought before. Other thing that stood out to me is actually not really much else. I'm excited to see what comes from it, but to be honest, if I were to say that maybe my level of excitement before seeing this new footage was like a 7, this is maybe a 7.5, maybe an 8. I am definitely excited about it. I'm curious to see what it delivers, if anything, just to see the future of gaming and the direction that they're able to go in. Anyway, guys, curious to see what you think. Let me know what you thought of the trailer, and if you're excited about the game, if you're not excited. Here's the question of the week for you. If you could get cybernetic implants, what would they be and why? Post your response in the comment section. Until next time, guys, my name is Elliot. This is Coin A Geek. Thanks again for watching. Take care, God bless, and we'll leave a coin on the cabinet for you.